All right, so we start with these. So I was wearing these, and what did you think about them, Dan? What did you say?
I thought they'd be boxed and dated a little bit.
Okay, so he was like, let me pick out something for you. And he takes me to a designer place, like, what is it, Dolce & Gabbana? And
They do all
Prada,
different brands, yeah.
whatever kind of things. And
Big
he
labels.
picks out these for me. I don't wear labels at all.
Woo!
But
Check these out, guys.
the kinds I'd usually choose.
Wow.
So I just trust
Stunning.
you. They just have
Yep.
such good style. So
Yep.
better than I do.
Wow, amazing.
Now we're gonna go shopping for some dresses.
Yes.
Clothes. Leave it to these guys to do my makeup for me. I guess I don't know anything about makeup. So I've never had liquid makeup like this before. Good job. Dan did the hair and Daniel did the makeup artist. Yes.
We got it here.
Oh my gosh.
Come on down, I'll take a shit.
Okay, fine.
Well, this is funny.
You want the white? No, I like the dark tequila.
Not so,
Yes. What is that?
she
tequila?
got this view.
So guess what today is? It's National Kindness Day. I think it's great that we have a holiday for this. I'm just having a lunch by myself now that the rain has stopped. All right, going out for the day. Got the dress that my friends picked out for me before they left, and also the sunglasses. Designer knockoffs. I'm not a designer girl at all. I can't stand labels, but they strongly recommended it, and they said I needed a makeover, and because I had no clue about any of these things, so yeah, I just went along with it. There's actually a few more outfits and sunglasses that they picked out for me that I will show, as well as a crazy bikini. I'm just gonna figure out what I want to say when I do a video with that bikini. And actually, it's so fancy that I'm nervous to wear it in the ocean. Is it raining? Seriously? Great. Well, might have to bring an umbrella. But yeah, it's very different than I usually wear. Like, I was so happy about that green bikini that, like, it was not that expensive, and they're just like, oh girl, you need help? So I was like, okay. So yeah, I'll be showing that soon. Anyway, have a lovely day. Let's go on some adventures. Well, the waves look a little tumultuous today. Looks like it's I'm thinking you guys know this place. It's kind of famous. Not too many people going in the water right now because the water looks a little crazy, but I'm definitely gonna go in the water because I am a water creature. Oh, is this like the Japanese girl? Oh, okay, so we're close to the golf course.
Look, the golf.
Oh,
The golf camp.
I see the golf course.
Oh, look at England. I'm England. I mean, just go.
England.
England? Glenn. He's in love with Glenn.
Ah, I see. Now, the sea is a little intense today, but we're going in, so I think I'm doing it. That's right, I'm doing another bikini video. All right, so my friends have just left this morning to Colombia. Sad, because they're just wonderful. They're just so sweet and just so protective of me. Everyone I meet is super protective of me. I don't know, maybe they sense my shelteredness or naivety to so many things. Yeah. So I'm doing a lot of things that are out of my character. When I said I have only like clubbed in my 20s, I was like just once or twice, and that's more than enough. Honestly, drinking a lot doesn't. It's a it's a novelty, it's a lark, but like it's not something I usually do, because I don't know about you, but it doesn't really make sense to me to have like spending your night conversing with the toilet. You're the only one that understands me, and and this is what we call a good time. Doesn't make sense. Anywho, what else was I gonna say? And the club is I move like I have an awkward ostrich. I don't really have rhythm. I kind of just do my own thing. I dance to the beat of my own drum, I guess. The beat in my head is always faster. And yeah, and clubs are strange too because people there are suffering from a bad case of ostrich mentality. They're just very numb, and as an empath, I feel everybody's pain as if it was my own, and so it's a lot. It's a lot, and it's actually really sad, and it actually really breaks my heart. Just as another reason why I just don't go to places like that. But yeah, the truth is, I and us, we don't need alcohol, and particularly not drugs. I don't touch drugs. I'm a blonde. I'm naturally high, and I'm high on life, and this is how we're meant to be. Like, these are things we can do natural if we just work on our relationship with ourselves. And yeah, there's just so much there if we're willing to go there, but we have to be willing to explore what we're so afraid of, and have a objective perspective to past pain, because I understand how numbing it is. I know to a lot of people that drugs are all they know of love. They're all they know of just this unconditional state of euphoria, while simultaneously it makes us so self-destructive. So that should really tell you the what's behind all that. And yeah, so it's a bit of a sociological experiment too, just observing everything, how people get, how reckless they get, and spending, there's so much money, getting themselves in debt, getting themselves in all kinds of trouble, limited self-control. And I understand that people want to have a good time. Like, I've been to Mexico, so this is my 50th time being in Mexico, by the way. Why? Because I used to work on a cruise ship for Royal Caribbean. I was the master of ceremonies, hosting, coordinating, arranging the activities and events. All of them. It was fun. And yeah, so I've traveled a lot, and just been observing humanity a lot from afar. And yeah, so I'll share with you more of my musings as I continue on. You guys all have a lovely day. Bye. Oh yes, because today gonna get a lot of work done today. Today is my work day. Okay, a couple of you have requested that I do the countries of the world. So for those of you who don't know, I have a good memory, I guess you could say. Maybe photographic, I'm not gonna say. But during, I just like to challenge myself to see what I can remember, and I'm a total dork when it comes to cartoons and animation, hence why I worked in it for a bit. Particularly in the 90s, there was this cartoon called The Animaniacs. In the 90s, they did this song that was like all the countries of the world, and I was like, I gotta memorize that, and just to see if I can, and put it to the test. Now, the hardest part was really just pronouncing everything and remembering everything, and also because it was done in the 90s, countries are not there anymore. Some countries are now there, and yeah, so I'll do my best. I haven't done it in a while, but since you requested it, I'll do it. Whew. United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru, Republic Dominican, Cuba, Caribbean, Greenland, El Salvador, Puerto Rico, Colombia, Venezuela, Honduras, Guyana, and still Guatemala, Bolivia, and then Argentina, and Ecuador, Chile, Brazil, Costa Rica, Belize, Nicaragua, Bermuda, Bahamas, Tobago, San Juan, Paraguay, Uruguay, Suriname, French Guiana, Barbados, and Guam. Norway and Sweden, Iceland and Finland, and Germany now in peace, Switzerland, Austria, Czechoslovakia, Slovenia, Slovakia, Lithuania, Latvia, Italy, Turkey and Greece, Poland, Romania, Scotland, Albania, Ireland, Russia, Oman, Bulgaria, Saudi Arabia, Hungary, Cyprus, Iraq, and Iran, there, Syria, Lebanon, Israel, Jordan, both Yemen, Kuwait, and Bahrain, the Netherlands, Moldova, Georgia, Portugal, France, England, Denmark, and Spain, and Ukraine. India, Pakistan, Burma, Afghanistan, Thailand, Nepal, Bhutan, Cambodia, Malaysia, then Bangladesh, Asia, China, Korea, Japan, Mongolia, Laos, Tibet, Indonesia, the Philippine Islands, Taiwan, Sri Lanka, New Guinea, Sumatra, New Zealand, and Borneo and Vietnam, Tunisia, Uganda, Angola, Zimbabwe, Djibouti, Botswana, the Mozambique, Swaziland, Burundi, Lesotho, the Malawi, Togo, the Spanish Sahara is gone, Nigeria, Chad and Liberia, Egypt, Benin and Gabon, Tanzania, Somalia, Kenya, Mali, Sierra Leone and Algeria, Bahama, Namibia, Senegal, Libya, Cameroon, Congo, Zaire. I forgot from there. But anyway, you get the idea. I've done it for a while, give me a break. Yeah, just even posting like pictures of my butt is totally out of my character, but like I look at it like this. I'm traveling around the world. I'm partying around, literally and figuratively. So I'm super proud of how much weight I've lost and getting all toned and stuff. So why the heck not, right? And it's all thanks to my patches that allow me to live this way and get to do these things and meet all my soul family all over the world. And oh, it's just amazing. I know like we all can live this way too. We just again have to really take a chance and surrender and trust the universe. It's got you. It does. Totally believe in you guys to just follow what you love, and the commissions will follow. I want to be walking, living proof of that. I just always want to be an example, and I've always was like, is there a way I could just be paid to be me? Because, yeah, you really can't be anyone else. Really suck at trying to be other people. And, you know, you never see a spider trying to make honey or a bee trying to spin a web. We got to be ourselves because everyone else is taken. Okay, one more thing, seriously. I just wanted to say that we are the answer to our prayers, and that God has more faith in us than we have in ourselves. So we have everything we need to take care of whatever thing that life can throw at us, right? Because we are super strong and have all this amazing potential in us. We just got to utilize it in the right direction. But like, we have a brain, we have a heart, we have two hands. It's up to us what we want to do with it. We can, you know, to be destructive, or we can create beauty. It's amazing that like we have like it's in our hands. It's been in our hands the whole time, and that's why I'm just so grateful for you being you and just shining your light. We're like collectively going to shift this planet to a really, really beautiful world for everybody, where we consider everyone's needs. Why do we have to live in a world where people are starving? We have more than enough. You know, just there's so many things that just don't make sense. This backwards existence. Like that's why I always say like live, being dyslexic is a gift, because like live spelled backwards is evil, and lived spelled backwards is devil. So to live your whole life, anti-life or opposite life, because everything's backwards. I'm not backwards, the world's backwards. So yeah, that's, see, like we got to watch that. We got to see how we can be so, you know, our standard of living can be set to survive so quickly. Yeah. And so that's why also Revelations and Apocalypse, if you guys know, those two words that we're taught to believe are super scary, are actually, they mean the same thing. In Latin, they mean come to light of what's been hidden. And that's indeed the case of what we're experiencing and living in this incarnation, is that we are having a whole lot revealed to us about our leaders. Are they, you know, they obviously don't have our best intention in mind. I don't know why that's so shocking. Throughout history, that's been the case. But also about ourselves. We're learning about the treasures inside of ourselves, the soul archaeology journey that we're on, and just it's more amazing than anything we could imagine, even though truth is stranger than fiction, and like science fiction is science fact, basically been like that for a long time, and everything that's fantasy and quote unquote legend are all true too. So very exciting time to be alive. Buckle up, buttercup. Blah. Well, no pool or beach today. Pouring rain. I don't know if you can hear it. So it's a work day. I'm staying and get stuff done. I wanted to sit out here, but everything's soaked out here. Okay. Hi, baby. Are you a little capybara friend? Oh, I have some food for you if you're hungry. I have some food for you if you're hungry. Hello, baby. Hi. Oh my God, you are gorgeous. Okay, okay. Let's get you. Rain in Washington. While I was filming, this beautiful bird, the yellow belly, came to. Oh, you're so beautiful. I have some food for you if you're interested. I don't know where it went now. Somewhere around here. It decided to sing and grace me with its presence. Oh yeah. Sparkly beach toes. Gee golly geez, look at how blue that is. Oh my gosh, this is such a great day to dive. That's all I think about now. Hello, gorgeous. Going in the water now. Oh my gosh, this is my reward to myself for conquering my fear of drowning with scuba diving training and acing it. And they were so impressed. They're like, you are such a good diver. So now this is what I want to have.
Yep. Hello everyone. Oh, what an exciting day it is today for so many reasons. One, okay, I'm not used to wearing these big sunglasses. These are one of the ones that my friends picked out for me. And this is the swimsuit I was telling you guys about too. Quite a fancy one. Anyway, this makes me feel like I'm a horse wearing blinders. And so we'll take that off. And then I prefer showing my eyes anyway and not blocking my eyes from the sun so we can get that. Whoop! And there they go, they almost fell in the pool, which was fine. So, yes, why is it a great day today? Well, today is the first day of the age of Aquarius, and also today is the day that I get my first manager, and I'm just so excited because one of my friends who is doing phenomenal with this company, who is one of my uplines, just got back from an all-expense paid trip that she earned with this company. patches, and so she is very excited for bringing not just me out there, because I was like, I would love to go, and I'm sure I can earn that, but I want to bring everyone with me who signed up so far, and a lot of you have signed up, so I'm so grateful for everyone that has contacted me and got your patches and your packages and shown your support. But now what I want to do is I want to bring you guys to travel with me to all these amazing trips that the company offers, such as the company gives away trips recently to Bora Bora, Bali, Indonesia. For those of you who know, I lived there for 3.5 years. I believe they were also doing, oh man, I can't remember the top of my head. Anyway, the Caribbean and of course Mexico. So I want to travel with you guys. I want you guys to come with me to all these exotic places. I want you to come and make fun videos with me as well, or help me with my video skills. Yeah, I'm just excited to have people not just try the patches and I know you fall in love with them, but also that you get to do the business with me and experience how amazing this business is and life-changing. It literally changed my life. Like, before this I was working 9 to 5 for, well, I mean, it was a cool job, Disney, Marvel, and video games like Mortal Kombat and all of that, but it was a matrix job nonetheless, and you're a cog in the system nonetheless, and you're working for distracting the masses when you could be liberating and empowering them, and you're not free to travel or do what you want. You are basically their bitch. And yeah, that is not the way we are supposed to be living, and I knew that. And I have a bit of a story with myself with job history, because they always offer, every company that I've been at, and I've been at several now in the VFX department and animation department, that they offer this nice bonus for if you find a person the ideal candidate for them to join the team. And so, oh my goodness, I just can't seem to film correctly today. Never had such a fancy bikini before. I'm kind of not used to it. I feel like one of those bling bling girls, which I am so not. Okay, this is the swimsuit and the sunglasses that my friends picked out for me. Trying to get used to these sunglasses. They're really big. It makes me feel like I'm wearing horse blinders or something like that. And the swimsuit is extremely blingy. Not used to wearing something like this. I'm nervous to wreck it if I wear this in the ocean or something like that. But yeah. And these are the sunglasses that my friends picked out for me. And this is the swimsuit that my friends picked out for me. Very blingy. Still trying to get used to it. And prefer to show my eyes though, particularly when I'm talking to all of you. Okay, attempting to do this video again. I keep trying to do it, but I keep getting messages. Every time I do a video, my hair is messy in one way or another, so whatever. I am so excited because it is the age of Aquarius, first day today, and it's going to be amazing. This is where we take back the world and bring a whole new level of light. And so this is the bikini that my friend was telling you about. Pretty crazy, pretty bling, very different for me. But I'm gonna rock it particularly for the next place that I will be traveling to, which will be in let's see, the next place I'm going to be traveling will be probably in February or March, and I'm not going to reveal where it is yet. You guys are just going to have to guess and wait to find out. So anyway, I'm super excited because aside from it being the first day of the age of Aquarius, I'm going to have my first manager today. And I'm so excited with this patch company. As you know, like, I'm obsessed with talking about it. It's the reason I'm here in Mexico and able to travel like I am. And I know you guys, a lot of you have tried these patches and they have done miraculous things like they have for my mom and I. But now what I'm really focusing on is my business builders, people who want to do this business with me, who want to travel with me and earn these all expense paid trips to Bora Bora, Bali, Indonesia, which some of you know I lived there for 3.5 years, and also the Caribbean, Mexico. So I want to... Hello my lovelies, off I go on another adventure. So this is another sunglasses that my friends picked out for me, and I don't know what I think about it yet. I feel a little bit like a mad scientist or something from Back to the Future. Yeah. And this is the dress they picked out for me too, which makes me feel like some kind of a goddess fairy, so ladylike and feminine, as opposed to the awkward ostrich tomboy I usually am. But anyway, how are you guys? Okay, one more video. And I've had so many crazy adventures so far, from like just random things. Like one morning I got locked in my bathroom and it took me like over a half hour to get out, and my phone was almost dead too, and I was trying to get through the window and I couldn't get through, I couldn't break it, and oh my goodness, it was crazy. Trying to call the owner of the building or whoever I could. My Spanish is no, that's French, which is also un petit peu, or piquito. So that was really weird and random. But you gotta watch those locks here. Eventually I figured out a way to like pick and dismantle the lock back in my, well, when you have 3 brothers you learn about these sort of things, I guess. Yeah, and in being locked in the bathroom, there's another thing that I forgot to mention, is that I was kind of sort of naked, and so anyone that had to help me, I had to like make sure that they didn't see anything, but it was just like, what the hell, like this is something that happens in a movie. It's so random. Okay, who's as stoked as I am about today being the first day of the age of Aquarius? Yes, it's about to get very exciting as the light comes in, people. And I have other really exciting news, but I will wait first because it hasn't happened just yet, so I'll just give it a bit more time and let's see if I can cross the street, if I'm gonna be safe here. Do you see me? Yes you do, thank you. So yes, you can come around as I go through my complex area. It's so beautiful, I just love it. Got myself all gussied up, and I decided to switch over to my beloved cedar pendant, which I've had for a very long time, probably over 20 years. And yeah, so what else? I'm really excited. Another thing I'm really excited about is that one of my good friends and uplines in the company has just got back from the Dominican Republic, an all expenses paid trip with the Patches company, and she is determined for me to come with her next time for the next trip. And I am like, okay, of course I'm interested, but I am also determined for everyone who signed up with me. Thank you, all of you, for supporting me and experiencing my amazing patches, and yeah, appreciate all the positive testimonials and messages of tears of gratitude. But I really want to work with you guys. I want to have you guys travel with me. That's what I want to do. I want you to earn these trips with me, and I know you can. And noisy, and it's going to be a total blast. So what I'm really focusing on now is finding my business builders who want to rock this business with me. And I am going to be traveling again in probably at the end of February or end of March. I haven't figured it out yet. I do have a location that I'm not yet ready to divulge where I'm going yet, so you're just gonna have to try to guess or wait and see. I might drop hints here and there just to be a dork like that. So yeah. Let's try to film the whole outfit if I can with my lovely yellow purse. That doesn't go with this at all, but it's bright and colorful, so yeah. Here's one of my favorite restaurants, this lovely little Italian restaurant. They make the best lasagna. Yes. And then some other little lovely gelato shops. I like lemon flavor, that's my favorite. And some more little plazas here. I'm such a shitty filmer, I'm sorry. And then some other little resorts here that I tend to crash time to time and go in their pool and go be a pool fairy. Yes. Place I have to show you. So this is the golf course, and then right beside here is this lovely little holistic cafe with, like, I always have the activated charcoal and lemonade, and they have all kinds of lovely ginger, beetroot drinks and things like that. So, okay, where is the, like, yeah. Somewhere is the sign. Yeah, and pretty reasonable too. It's not a tourist trap, this area, so I really like that they, you know, if you're considerate about the prices and not gouge everyone, then you'll have more business. Okay, what do you guys think? Do you guys like these sunglasses? I'm starting to like them. They're growing on me. They're not as big on my face like the other one that makes me feel like I'm wearing horse blinders, which I don't think I've done a video with yet. The other ones make me feel like I'm blind. I have an explanation or some sort of analogy for every single pair of sunglasses that I tried on, just because they're like so fancy. Some of them seem like they're from the future and stuff like that. Yeah, there they go with the Disney spin arounds. I'm just having such a blast. I can't wait to travel with all you. Come on, join me. I'm waiting. What are you waiting for? And some other news, I'm working on fixing up correcting that video of the countries of the world, because I was so close, I was near the end. And so I have to redeem myself on that, and I will. I mean, you're just walk down the street a little bit and already I'm like sweating buckets, so sweating like a buffalo. You probably smell like a gorilla already. That was quick. Yeah, what do you need to do to come travel with me? You just gotta bring in 4 other people, or as my friend suggests 6, I say 4, who you know, can greatly benefit from this life-changing patch technology, and yeah, who are wanting to are tired of the 9 to 5. Noisier, please, cars. Anyway, like, I was doing cool work. I was working in the film industry. I was working in animation and VFX and video games, and with like Disney, Marvel, Netflix, and all that kind of stuff. And those are cool jobs, but they are matrix jobs nonetheless. And you're still a cog in the system, and you are still their bitch. So that's not something I want to do anymore. And I got a big, yeah, that's a story in itself of how my journey in that industry and what kept happening repeatedly every time. It was just like the universe is like, girl, take a hint. Take a hint. You ain't supposed to be here. Should we just make a cosmic boot for you? So yeah, I probably share that story in another video because it can be noisy here at times. I love all the capybaras I keep seeing. I just saw another one. I tried to film it, but then it ran away. the words. So I have a goal. It's on my bucket list to befriend a capybara. So I'm gonna try to see if I can tame one or something like that, because they're just the most sweetest creatures ever. If I could, I would pet it and kiss it, but I don't know if I'd be allowed to. But you know, I have pretty good luck when it comes to animals, particularly wild animals. If you guys know me, on the adventures of the animals I come across, I'm always trying to kiss everyone, even the gator, which was like, I don't recommend you do that. You'll probably get all kinds of salmonella. I'm like, it's fine. Yeah. Meh is a religion. I found out that actually when I got home, I had by accidentally stole a pair of sunglasses, and I somehow slipped it in my purse, and then I was like, okay, I have to return it. I have to figure out, but the problem is I couldn't find the store, and I walked up and down the main strip of 5th Avenue trying to find it, because it was like this little tiny hole in the wall. And it was like a mission. So I was like determined to find it and return it, because like, yeah, that's just, I didn't feel right. I couldn't live with myself. I wouldn't be able to get sleep or anything until I had this corrected in the universe. So that was a little adventure. I didn't film the glasses, which I should have. But yeah, you'll just have to take my word for it. That was another random story and adventure I've had here so far. Getting my nails done. I couldn't resist when I saw it. It was so fun. So, yeah. I think I might do my hands too, even though I'm really bad at keeping that up. Well, it's raining today. I'm chancing the rain. We'll see if I get soaked or not. As I go into town for another adventure. And these are the other sunglasses they picked out for me. These ones are the ones that remind me of the horse blinders kind of a thing. They're so big, but here's my face. Hello. I like to have like sun gaze as well and get as much sun in my eyes. I don't believe any of this stuff that they say about the sun. I feel like they're just trying to turn us against everything that's natural. I've never worn sunblock because it's always freaked me out. I've always thought I trust the sun more than I trust corporations. And so now, of course, here in particularly Acamel, which means turtles, if you want to swim with them, you cannot be wearing any sunblock, because now they're realizing how toxic it is for the animals. So just think how toxic it is for us. And that this idea that you're going to go blind by looking at the sun. So sunrise and sunset is a great time to look at the sun, and you'll be surprised the kind of wisdom and secrets that the sun will whisper to you if you're open and let it in. And here's what I'm wearing today. I do have the same purse again, but I have other purses, but I like this one because of the color. I really like color, especially green. Can you tell? It's obvious. Also, by the way, my eyes are hazel green, for those who asked. They change color with my mood and what I wear and a bunch of other interesting things, fun facts. So this is the jungle trek to the beach. Actually, we have our own private beach, which is really nice. And yeah, so just look how beautiful, how green and lush. Look at how beautiful it is. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited to go in the water now. The green bikini again, that's right. Oh, be careful. Don't want to drop the phone in the sea. Oh, so lovely. Okay. Look at this. Look how blue it is. Look how waves, be kind to me. Don't go crazy. Here we go. Back, back, back into the water we go. All right, about here. About here. And messy hair, of course.
Juego.
Water hockey. You can't see it, but they're all going for the puck. The puck is weighted down there, and then they have a weighted goal to, oh shoot, that's my team they're scoring on right now. You can kind of see. So they have this, and this is kind of it's pretty clear.
Vamos a jugar esto y el que viene, o sea, entran para.
So I'm going to try to explain to you water hockey. You have a weighted puck, and you have this as your stick. This is your weird ass creaky glove. And so you push, one person has to go and swim to the puck first, and they push it out like this, or they can curl it around like this. You can have your arm out to protect it like that, which looks super awkward, and then you hold your breath for as long as possible and try not to get kicked in the head like I did a lot, and also don't hit the wall, crash against the wall, which I did a lot, which I'm probably bleeding, but oh well, it's part of the game. Yeah, you tap if you want to pass it to the other team member, if you're open, if you can hold your breath long enough, which I can't, but I did get a goal, and I'm really proud of myself. I have 3 brothers, so as a kid, my brothers would stick me in the net and slap shot pucks at me, and I got a puck right to the head and got all these stitches, and my brothers were like, come see the freak, $1. So, but anyway, this is a fun game. It's very exhausting. You cramp, water gets in your mask, you swallow a bunch of water. It's salt water at least, it's not bleach, and me gusta. So that is the puck, it's weighted, and then the goal is also weighted. There's these weighted cups. I think they're bringing them up right now. Yeah, they are. They keep saying that the water is frio, and I don't think so at all. I'm like, I swim in glacier water. Listen, babies, you know, this is nothing. So anyway, they're just like, yeah, you're Canadian. What do you know? I know cold water. I know ice dipping. That's what I know. Mexico is so lively in the night. So much going on. Constant partying. Not my thing. I got other things that are much more important to me. What hands you gonna do? The sun. Alright, into the water I go. Back and into this. Oh, it's so beautiful. I don't want to leave, but I don't. Oh my god, don't fall with your phone, Jess. Woo! Oh, I love it. Okay, welcome back to backing into the sea. Here we go. Oh, okay. So we drop in because there's a couple going backwards. There's quite a few dips and drops, but it's just so lovely, and I wanted to show you what I do every day. Oh my gosh, so lovely. And down. And I guess I'll show you a bit around here. My view. Okay, ow, ow! All right. All right. Backing into the sea. The wave's a little strong, gotta watch my boat doesn't fall in. Okay, here we go. Oh, so beautiful. And down I go. Oh! That's what I'm doing every day. Yeah. Living our best lives. With my hair being as rebellious as I am. Every one of my photos and videos. Oh my god! Okay, here you go, it's my tan. Oh my god, my hair is always attacking me. It's just, I cannot get over how blue it is. It is the bluest of the blue. It's like unreal blue. Alright, this is the Isla Mujeres, if I'm saying it right. Sorry, my Spanish is not very good, but yes. I'm going to try to take this off and do it again. Okay, this is the Isle of Mujeres, if I'm saying it right. Sorry if my Spanish is not that great, but apparently it's one of the most beautiful beaches in the world. It is quite nice.
Guys, you want to try any another?
Klaus Schwab agenda. 9. For those who speak German.
I'm trying to find it to see if it looks.
This is a cricket. Tastes like a peanut. But it's Klaus Schwab's agenda. Fortunately, his last name sounds a lot like mine. Too many tequila shots.
We're talking.
So now I'm at a cenote. I'm going to show you it just a second. I'm going to have a kid jump off here. Woo! It's just so beautiful. I just love it. I just fed a bunch of the birds and they actually made me bleed because they're a little rough. But it happens. So, I'm trying to decide if I should stay in Mexico till the end of November or till December 5th. That's the latest I could do. And I'm trying to decide if I should have my birthday out here or back in Canada. Now, so these are the things I'm trying to figure out right now. Alright, so the jungle trek. This cenote is only about 30 minutes from where I'm staying. And I'll show you this other little area. And there's all these, so there's diving training done here. Oh gosh, these stairs look a little bit tricky. And so if you want to scuba dive in a cenote, this is the place to do it. And there's some pretty neat caves down here too. There's some that you can go above water. I did. It's quite narrow, but I made it through. Okay, almost here. 1 second. Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. Here we go. Here we go. Ooh. And I'll show you this here. Okay. Always gotta watch, because I always fall every time I make a video without fail. So, I don't know if you can see how incredible this is, but it's just no humor, no smoking. That's fine. Oh, here's some divers. You want to check them out? There you go. Training right here. See? There the divers are. Doing diving things for diving reasons. Just like Jessica does Jessica things for Jessica reasons. So diving training is required if you want to do some kind of the scuba diving that they have offered out here, such as the sharks, because you go about 12 meters deep. So I have not scuba dived in, oh my goodness, let's see. Maybe in my early 20s. So I don't even know like where my PADI is, but they're gonna check to see if I actually have one still, because I totally lost it. And yeah, so regardless, you can't just go diving if you haven't dived for a long time. You have to make sure you know your stuff and you're comfortable and all that jazz. And so it's something I haven't done in a long time, and I was like, what do I want to do on this trip? What do I want to accomplish? Do I want to be a tourist? I want to go do touristy things for touristy reasons, or what? And then I was like, I want to venture, I want to dive, I want to do some things I haven't done yet, right? Carpe diem. So I love pushing myself out of my comfort zone. Everything that makes me nervous, I just make myself do. Like even making videos, you guys have no idea how much it takes for me to make a video. But yeah, that's what you should do though, right? If something is something you have hesitation with, you should push yourself to find out, because oftentimes, you know, expectations versus reality, it's always worse in our head than it is in reality. So that's why whenever I find someone that's afraid or whatever, just push them off the diving board, just do it, get it over with, and you'll see that it will no longer keep you in its holds of you know, missing out on life and not doing things you want to do because and other people are doing because of your fear, right? Fear prevents us from living life and doing things, and we tell ourselves a story about it and how it's going to be versus how it actually is. And okay, so going back to fear, I'm actually not afraid to dive with sharks. I'm not afraid of sharks at all. I never scuba dived with sharks, but I have swam with sharks in Hawaii. It was a windy day, and it was
I was the first one to jump in the cage. Then they dropped all the chum, and a big wave came and pushed my arms and legs out of the cage. And right when a shark came by to grab a big piece of meat. And so luckily it didn't take any of my limbs. And though I did meet someone today and I was like, what's that scar about? It's like a shark. And they were saying how they're very aggressive in Brazil. So yeah. But the thing is, see, you're more likely to be attacked by lightning you're more likely, let's try that again. You're more likely to be attacked by a wild boar or struck by lightning than being attacked by a shark. It's usually misunderstood. They just like to go after, they tend to go after surfers because they are, they look like seals, right? So it's mistaken identity. They don't like to eat you. But anyway, we have all this fear about them. And so I think they're beautiful and magical. And they do this every day, so it's like standard protocol. If they've had an attack, I don't think they'd be able to do this. So I know it's all good. And yeah, I'm not really afraid of animals at all, any kind. I think they're all beautiful and wonderful. I did have a little bit of an arachnophobia when I lived in Bali, though. I took care of that because, you know, fear really does fascinate me. It fascinates like how, I mean, it stands for false evidence appearing real, right? So let's explore that. And yeah, what else was I going to say? There was more.
That's a phone. That's cool. She has another pocket. She has another pocket.
Nailed it.
Thomas told me that the day he drove down, something flew off his boat and his piano went across his foot. And he drove down to get this really
I think I was going to tell you guys my how I overcame my arachnophobia fear. It's like repeating myself. Fear, phobia, fear. So yes, I was living in Bali, and they have spiders the size of your hand, and they have these massive white egg sacs on their back, and they're pretty terrifying. They can jump, they can bite. They're poisonous, and they also have the golden web spider there, which is weaves this beautiful golden web and is kind of like black and white, like a bumblebee. And apparently the locals call it a Viagra spider. Fun fact. Guess why? For the honeymoon night. Anywho, so these spiders were everywhere in Bali. These big brown ones with the egg sacs on their back, and fear usually comes from not being able to. So another interesting thing about fear is it comes from not understanding, like a lack of observation, a lack of connection to the present moment. So in Bali, they have half bathroom, half jungle, and one day I went in there and there was a massive spider on the wall, and I was freaking out, going into my fear and all of that, and but then I was like, oh wait, this is an opportunity to understand what's going on. And I felt fear very strongly, but I realized it actually wasn't my fear for the spider, nor it was the spider was afraid. And then I was like, well, I scanned the energy and I'm like, is it afraid of me? And I found out it wasn't afraid of me. So I was like, what the heck, what's going on? And I looked more at the spider and I realized that it was missing a leg. And then I got up because I was paralyzed. I couldn't move. I was like, oh my God. But I looked around the bathroom and I saw tucked behind the sink a massive gecko, red and yellow and blue polka dots. And then there was another one by the tub and then another one by the mirror. And so what they do is they gang up on the spider and they eat them one leg at a time, and then has no way to run and they swallow the body whole. So I found myself feeling extreme empathy for this spider, and I rescued it. I basically chased all the lizards or geckos away or whatever, and I helped that spider into the jungle and over the wall to safety. And I felt like we had this connection afterwards, because when I saw them, I didn't have the same fear anymore. I had always like empathy and like making sure they're okay. Like I was sitting on my bed a few days later, and a massive spider dropped off, it fell onto my lap. And I was like, oh, it must have escaped a gecko. I looked up and sure enough there was a gecko, and it went on my lap and down my bed and into a big clothing pile on the floor. For some reason I can't talk right now. It must be all the swimming I've been doing. So after that, yeah, we were just friends. They were like dogs for me. I could pet them and play with them, and they'd come and check in on me and make sure I was okay. And it was a pretty cool relationship. Bali was an interesting place. Definitely my least favorite place in all the world. I've been to over 40 countries, I believe. Yeah, I have. And I lived in Bali for 3.5 years and Portugal for 3.5 years. And my least favorite place I've been is Bali, Indonesia. And that's a whole other story for another time. And my favorite, though, is Portugal. And that's another story for another time. This speech, but I just love it. It's a great view. It's so awesome. You guys seriously got to experience it. The water is just by me and particularly underneath me, and no matter how I moved, it would maneuver itself so it would be there without fail. And so then I realized why it was doing that, because there was a pelican nearby that kept diving into the water, trying to actually get that fish. And I was its only shelter and protection, and the fish knew it. And the pelican wasn't brave enough to come to me, and I probably would have protected that fish anyway now that I understood what was going on. So that was a interesting little experience and adventure. And so tomorrow also I'm going to do my diving training, because I haven't dived in a long time. Actually, recently we found my PADI certificate. I didn't even think I had it. I can't believe I have it, actually, because I am really bad at tests. I can't pass them for the life of me. Doesn't mean I don't know stuff. I just freeze when it comes to being on the spot in this way. So I have a different kind of, I guess, intelligence, you can say. But yeah, so I was really surprised. Apparently I got it back in 2009 and I don't remember a thing, so it'll be good to brush up and see how that goes, and then get ready for 12 meters deep of diving with the sharks. Nurse pregnant bull sharks. So, sorry, not nurse, pregnant bull sharks, which, you know, they do every day, so it's totally safe and fine. And, you know, like, they're not aggressive. You guys notice anything different? Look what I got done again. My blue eyelashes. And so I love this blue eyelashes look because I had blue mascara all the time when I was younger, and it was just fun. And so I wanted to do it again. It's so much more affordable here, and thankfully she had the color and everything that I wanted. And I haven't done anything else since. I just keep doing blue, and it's just, yeah, it's just so fun. Anyway. Yeah. Oh, that was Russian. All the different languages you hear out here. I asked if I could get it like the blue that they have from that mascara, and yes. Now, I'm not sure how well it's going to last tomorrow for diving. We'll see. It's funny, I always get them at the most inconvenient, like, wrong time. Like the last time I got them done, I was going like camping off grid for like 7 days, and yes, I'm sure the trees and the squirrels appreciated the pretty eyelashes. It's just so, yeah, whatever. And now for diving too, so I don't know, I'll make it work. And then I think I was told I wasn't supposed to go to the sea today to give it some time, but I did anyway, because how can I resist the sea? I can't. It's so beautiful. And it just said, come. It was just so inviting. It was, yeah. It basically tempted me too much. So anyway, as you can see, they're okay. And yes. I'm crashing some resorts right now. What do you think? It's pretty neat, this place. I just thought I'd see if I could, what I could get away with. Just walk right in like I'm doing here. So, yeah. So far, so good. I love my eyelashes. Yeah. That's not as spectacular as the water I think of. So next time, when I charge my phone a bit more, we'll come and swim in here. I like these kind of water hammocks they have. That sounds pretty awesome. Let's see if I can get away with it. Let's go over here. See the hammocks back there in the water? That's so cool. I want to do that. Yeah. It's fun to crash resorts. Make it look like you're one of them. And here come the hammocks. Just a sec, we'll just go a little bit past. There's these cool little cabanas here. And then water hammocks. Wonder if I can film there, we'll see. Probably not. Probably I'll fall in like I always do. I do have water damage in my phone and it was refusing to charge more and more. Now, makes me wait hours before I can charge. But yeah, that's what happens. Anyway, almost through. Check out all the drinks of the rainbow there, if that's your thing. I know it seems like I'm drinking a lot, but I'm actually not. You guys might see me having a few glasses here and there, but actually some of those glasses are just full of juice. And I'll mix it with the alcohol, and that will be enough for me. But yeah, perception versus reality, and reality versus expectations. Not what they see. Honestly say I think there's only been 2 days where I've drank quite a bit, but then I sober up really quickly with water, because I will not let myself be hungover. But yeah, I know my limit. I won't go beyond that. It's lovely, it's lovely. Yeah. So this is a fun place to film. I might come back and do some more videos here. We'll see. This here, you gotta watch your step or you're gonna fall in the water. Yeah, pay attention. And here too, look at this. It's so cool. I love the idea, the concept. So today I'm at a different beach because I'm gonna be doing some scuba diving training today. So there's my boat, getting my tanks. Just have a brush up on my training to prepare me for the dive with the sharks. Okay, I've got my diving suit on, and then I've got Carlita here is going to help me, and that's my dive gear. Mask and flippers, and again, look how beautiful and blue it is. And this is our crew. Yeah, excited. Inflate device, air tank, yes.
Air tank. Can you press the inflate?
Yep.
Oh, just a little bit. Okay. And deflate. When you deflate, you don't deflate like this.
Okay.
You deflate up here.
Okay.
Like that. Why? Because if you deflate like this, only this air is coming out.
Okay.
If you deflate like this,
yes,
the air from this whole thing and the whole equipment is coming out. Okay.
Ooh, okay.
This is your main regulator. Can you try the air so it's perfectly fresh?
Okay. Let's just, maybe you can film me.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Magical.
So, and this is the same thing that I do.
Okay, so I go off that way, like you.
That way. Okay. And then we go to the front, and we get together at the front.
All right, I'll try.
Okay. Yeah. You'll be successful. Don't think I'll try. Think I will do.
I will do.
I will succeed.
Yes.
All right?
Okay.
Alright. Now it's your turn. Okay. Hold your mask. Mask. Yeah. Go. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Go.
That was so incredible. I'm speechless. Now they're telling me about a night dive. I gotta do it. I will see if I can get to do something like that as well. So I'm going to talk about now that training dive I was doing yesterday and the fear that I was working on. So I do actually have, I'm not afraid of the sharks, like I said, but I am afraid, and I was afraid, let's clarify that, of drowning, particularly during diving.
And the reason that is because I've had, and I remember several of my past lives, and there are some, a few, where I have drowned. And so this was something that I really wanted to work on, of just like panicking when I go into water with a mask filling up with water, or when salt water went into my mouth from the tube. And I wanted to overcome that anxiety. I wanted to just work myself just going deeper and knowing, okay, you can't go up so easy, and all of that, just that kind of a reflex, because I'm so used to just like holding my breath. So I don't just remember past lives, but I also remember future lives and multidimensional lives, and my favorite lives in between lives, which I can talk about later on. So and then I also did a drown in Hawaii, and I did kind of cross over to the other side and go beyond the matrix, and I was told basically it's not my time and I have work to do, and there's a noisy truck. And that fear of drowning is also carried over when I was a kid too. I was terrified of water. I failed every single swimming lesson my parents put me in, even the basics like yellow, and that's because I was a dork with putting my face underwater. I didn't know how to not breathe in the water, so I would, until I learned that I could plug my nose with my top lip, like that. So that's ended up making me more comfortable with being underwater and not having to worry about that. And so, you know, a lot of the times when I did this though, I got over this fear so quickly. It was incredible. And it's really just, aside from facing it, it's also realizing our relationship to the fear, and also just seeing how dishonest and like the biggest exaggerator fear is. It just blows things out of proportions and makes things seem like so unnecessary and so unlikely to happen. And it just kind of tells you the story, and it tries to convince you that it's true, and then you act as if it's true. And we're just acting and reacting all the time to these ideas or stories that we're telling ourselves in our head. And I was watching myself do that, and I'm just like, wow. What a tale you like to tell, brain, and try to get my emotions all into it, and try to, you know, act like it's happening, and the truth is that we wouldn't act that way if it was happening that way. But yeah, no, it's fascinating to just be objective with yourself and observe your psychology and understand these things. My training dive, like, I went from being super nervous and to being extremely confident, and she was really impressed with how quickly I not only remembered everything, but became just a natural. She kept saying, "You're such a good diver. It's like you've been doing this your whole life." And when I dove, it was so incredible. The life that's happening under the sea, it's just, it just puts things in perspective. You know, life is just constantly happening all around us, and we just have to get out of our head and put ourselves in different perspectives. That's one of my favorite things to do, particularly with animals and trees and things like that. And I guess that's how I'm able to communicate with them like I do. So I guess somewhat you can call me of an animal communicator and a tree whisperer. But anyway, it's just because of being able to fully connect your energy with their energy and seeing through their perspective. And so all kinds of amazing things open up. I mean, I guarantee you're never gonna be bored. I never get bored. I get like, a boredom only happens because we get addicted to outside stimulation, right? But if you challenge your brain to think of something it's never thought about before, or you'd be surprised what it comes up with. And so anyway, about the dive, I'm jumping, there's so many things I want to talk about, so I'm going a little bit all over the place. Now, I saw lots of eels, and the eels were, you know, definitely warning you not to come close. They don't have the best mood. They're always kind of in a bad mood. Every single one of them I met. Yeah. Then there was a sea turtle, a massive sea turtle just appeared,
and it was kind of going away in the distance, and I booked it so fast after that turtle that my instructor had a challenging time trying to keep up with me, because I thought like, oh shoot, I had lost her in the sea. But catching that turtle and having that connection and that communication with the turtle, and then my dive instructor did find me, and yes, so. And I did also see a shark on the second dive, which wasn't the shark dive yet, but she was beautiful, and it was on the descent going back up. And oh, can I talk about how much I love looking up, when you're going up and just seeing that like watery dimension portal connection to the two worlds. Wow. So amazing. I'm just totally in love with diving. I definitely want to do more of that. I kind of annoyed that I waited so long to do that, just like with driving. Oh my God, I took such a long time to drive. I mean, I only got my license a few years ago. And that's also, oh my gosh, that's another story. Do I want to talk about that just yet? I might. Okay. So it also took a long time to, of course, let's try this again. I know that also a lot of you guys are like kind of worried about me traveling alone, but you guys, I know I've been traveling on my own since I was 21. I mainly travel on my own ever since I went like viral, before viral was even a thing, on YouTube for my spiritual message, being interviewed by Project Camelot, and from then on I was invited to speak in all these different countries. And my poor mother, I'm like, bye mom, I'm going to this country with this person I'd ever met who feels I need to be at this place at this time. And I was totally respected, and they covered all my expenses, and I was looked after and protected. And it was just wonderful. But my mother, yes, it's very hard to be my mother. She's constantly worrying, and she has a real hard time with my nonchalant, meh, whatever, it's fine, no big deal. Oh, I just got hurt, I bashed my head while playing underwater hockey. I got kicked in the face. It's all good. I got almost eaten by a shark. That's fine. It's all good. So just this kind of, and the way the reason I'm like that is because I was so sheltered and overprotected when I was young. And then when I lost my sister when I was 16, I come from a family of 5. I'm the middle child, and it's 3 brothers. So then I was the only girl, and I then told you about how I wasn't very good in school, how I was too much of a dreamer, if you can't tell, and I was off in my own world. And so when we lost my sister, her friend was drinking and driving, which is why I waited a very long time to drive, because I didn't want to hurt anyone. Yeah, so then my mother, of course, had her, she was struggling with her horrible migraines, and then with my sister's passing, it was even worse. And then my father ended up getting strokes, and I happened to be working in the film industry at the time, just doing background work, and a little bit of stunts and set deck and things like that, and some stand-in. Good God, I did everything. I'm very versatile. I'm like a Swiss Army knife. Okay, so yeah, I left school to look after my family and help them out financially. I've been like an entrepreneur since I was like 11, understanding that just this struggle why my parents were sad was this struggle and worry for money and survival and so forth. So I was like, well, you go to school, learn how to make money. I'm already making money, so I'm out, and I'll help. And so I was always coming up with ideas, from garage sales to babysitting to selling golf balls back to the golfers, to building forts in my backyard with moss and 2 stories and a tarp and a porta potty, and then I had to tear it down because my siblings started to smoke weed in it and stunk up my fort. Yeah, so many things. And then I lost my dad, and then my mother got even more protective of me and very worried to lose me when I was so when I lost my dad when I was 21, And that's really where I decided, you know, that life is short. I don't want to live this way, being basically in a closet, afraid to live life because of what could happen, because what has happened. They want you to live. Carpe diem. And then I also lost my brother in Mexico. Actually, when I was 28, he went missing, and then we found out that he was killed by the Hells Angels. So that's why my mother will never go to Mexico, and why it's I guess it's not challenging for me to be here, but it's a weird state when, you know, losing a family member is one thing, you know, you can mourn. I didn't, because I have a totally different perspective of death than most people do, even as a young kid, experiencing losing 3 close family members before the age of 30. Yeah, it's just not knowing if you should be looking, or if they don't want to be found, if they change their identity, if they're in trouble somewhere that you don't know where to look. It's a weird state to be in. So yeah, this is something I might go into later on as well too, as there's so many different things that is coming up right now within me that I feel compelled to share. I guess since we're on the topic of loss of loved ones and why I didn't mourn, that's because my different perspective is I'm connected to spirit and spirit guides, and I have a deep relationship with them. And while I was working on set, they said to me, Jess, you think, like, what happens to a character in a movie or TV show when they die? Are they dead in real life? And I was like, no. And they're like, well, what are they doing? I said, they're hanging out backstage with their casting crew, and they're taking on other roles. And they said, exactly. So that's the same thing here for us as well. We just get so caught up and identified with our avatar, thinking that's who we are. And we don't realize that we can still interact on the other side of the matrix, even though they're not in that role anymore. And the near-death experience is like being in a VR room and taking off the headset and seeing your past loved ones that are cheering you on, and they have like a book of cheats for you and everything like that, and they're saying, like, you can connect and you can see the bigger picture at that time. And then there's just such this joy and appreciation, and your currency there is stories and experiences, because when you die you can't take anything with you, right? So yeah, I could go on and on about that too. It's extremely fascinating. But when we lose close loved ones, they build bridges to the other side, which make us be awake at this time, because being awake at this time is like winning the lottery. I mean, Spirit has worked really hard throughout your life with synchronicities and parallels and patterns and all these things to get you to answering 2 of your questions right now. I know that mainly I've only been sharing these little videos of my adventures on my stories, and it expires in 24 hours. So yes, I will be reposting them all. There's a lot that I haven't shared on my stories as well too, because I don't want to make my stories too long. But yes, I will eventually put them all in a place where they will be forever. And the other question you guys are asking is, am I going to do another video of the countries of the world where I have it all memorized now? And the answer to that is yes. I have memorized them, re-memorized them all again. This is not even a word. Outer space is just a puzzle of stars. Music is the mechanics of the human heart. A poster stirs, a shadow is cast, an insatiable thirst drains a martini glass. There's no place sacred, there's just no honest reflection. Our senses made senseless by a lack of direction. And amongst sure, they're brave with their fists uncurled, but they live in a cave, they know nothing of the world. I want to live brave, I want to love without fear, but it's hard to navigate when I can't even hear. Bees are buzzing in their honey catacombs. All the noise seems to call my head at home. can't escape the scratching. The blood makes a noise. It's hard not to play when there's so many toys. I want to lay down in the water, go back to where I'm from, but I need to hear who I will become. And daily crucifixions are hung up on street signs. They use those sorts of names. I hope they never use mine. You see these consonants and vowels, they cannot scream nor howl, only just hang around. Oh God, how things get so turned around. And in the office building, 9 to 5 goes up on trial. The man is starting to crack, but the ceiling starts to smile. And then the boss comes in to see what fragile things his dull and pointless tongue can tear. Oh gosh, I think he combed over his bald spot with a bit of hair. Because everybody needs someone else to blame. They can't curse themselves. They take everyone's name in vain. They rather jump through hoops or therapeutic groups than in their own mind delve. Oh gosh, why don't we believe in ourselves? Look at these little kids playing on the beach. What a vacation. I never traveled anywhere as a kid. We had no money. Very, very poor. Never knew if we were gonna eat. Yeah, so let me see if I can make a movie on the beach. Maybe I can't. Let's see. Look at this beautiful father and daughter playing in the beach together. Oh, it's so beautiful. Love that. Gotta wait for a good wave before they can go together. Go. Oh, they didn't go very far. It's okay. Volleyball. I might join in a game. We'll see. We're gonna walk along the beach. It's better filming natural scenes than here. A bunch of little cenotes as we walk through the jungle here, yeah, I want to figure out where the main one is. I think it's over here. Just keep following it in to see it. You get to come with me on my adventures. Okay. Oh, I see it. Oh, it's so beautiful. Okay. You ready for this? Just a moment. It's just spectacular. Azul cenote. Alright, getting ready to swim in there. Oh, my friend is scared to swim in the deep water. They're thinking about getting a life jacket, but I am also a lifeguard, so I said I'll teach them and show them. A lot of my friends know that I've taught them how to swim, or just be confident in the water and learn to understand water. Look at this little kid here. Kids on vacation. I never went on a vacation when I was a kid. We couldn't afford it, but I have some thoughts that came to me that I might do a video about later about memory, because I'm wondering, these little kids here, how much of this trip are they going to remember that's going to qualify as a memory, or one of the many things that we forget that might come up later on. I always find it interesting what gets to be a memory for us that we carry with us for life, and what gets put on the dusty shelf at the top of that shelf, and later on being able to maybe remember or never again. And yeah, almost like we have like this sort of council, or I like to sometimes call it a memory fairy, that decides, this makes these decisions, and you can negotiate with them on what you can remember and what you can't. And that's a big thing for me with my memory, and Alaya have a pretty good memory. A little bit of a photographic memory for certain things, and then also just being able to, as no matter how much time goes by, I can sit there long enough, I can access it. And like people know with my blogs, which shouldn't be called blogs because they're over 400 pages, just one of them, and then they get upset that they're done, like they didn't take that. I don't know, it's never enough, I guess, for people. They say my writing is like drugs, but I can pull up all those memories and in such detail, everything, and that's just one of the many things that I'm able to do, like the countries of the world. So let's talk more about memories. We associate a lot of our identity to memory. We give a lot of merit to our memories as well, and a lot of the times they can be false or let's just say distorted, like funhouse mirrors, and particularly when we have a biased approach to our memories, and then we replay it over and over in that way, and then we find out, you know, that we convinced ourselves that that's how it went, until maybe later on we might also have another perspective from someone else who remembers it a different way. And then I mentioned that they can be flat out false too, where we've convinced ourselves something's happened and it didn't happen. I can give a good example of that with my brother, who heard us talk about the story many times about when our dad brought home the owl. And that story, I guess in his mind, one day he was talking about, oh, remember when Dad brought home the owl? And we were like, you weren't born during that time. But in his head, he heard that story so many times that it was almost like it happened in his, he basically created a memory where it happened. Like he had a real hard time accepting that it didn't happen for him. And that's the amazing things about our mind and our memories and how they work. And also why it's very important to have a clear mind, particularly with our memories, because this is also how we can distort things when we mix them with our emotions. Another example of us making false memories is when something doesn't fit our narrative of what we want to hear or what we believe to be true. So I learned this in a very, I guess, depending on how you want to describe the situation. For me, it was really almost like a Twilight Zone situation. So I'll share this story. Back in 2010, I was in, my hair's so messy as always in every one of my videos. I was doing a conference with about 800 people. And at the end of the conference, my speech, I could feel and hear the murmuring of the people saying, oh, she's a goddess, she's an angel, she's an ET, and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, uh-oh. They see me as, I basically felt I was on a pedestal, and I was feeling very weird about it. And I'm like, was thinking, oh, Pete, they're under a spell. I've got to do something to snap them out of it. And what do I decide to do? Well, I have 3 brothers, and I'm a lot of a tomboy, and I thought it would be funny, or I don't know what I was thinking at that time, but I thought the best way to snap them out of this spell was to do a really loud burp with my arms out, very animated, and then when I finished, which was like about, I don't know, 3 seconds, because I can burp on cue too, another great talent to have, by the way. I decided to be cute and point to my translator, and I said, he did it. And my translator was like, no, it wasn't. It was you, Jess. And just when I was about to say, well, of course it was me, I heard, how dare you accuse Jessica Mystic of such a thing? It was you, you pig. And this was very shocking because they clearly saw I did it, but they refused to believe I could do such a thing. So they created another reality scenario in their head in which my translator did it. I was so tripped out by this. I was just like, what the heck? How can we be like that with ourselves? And so, yeah, so this is all this to share that, like, and make you wonder and think about the memories that we tell ourselves and how we can distort them by our bias, and how they can be even flat out false. And are we brave enough to question that and look at that? So let's talk a little bit about emotions mixed with memory. So emotions, we tend to think certain are bad and certain are good. Being happy is good, being sad and angry is not good. But so our relationship with our emotions, first of all, how we're identifying our emotions, can be creating problems for ourselves that we're not even aware of. So I look at emotions like keys on a keyboard, and they're all required in order to create a melody, and none is less than or better than. Everything in life is relationships. Relationships with our thoughts, relationships with our emotions, relationships with our memories, relationships with our identity we have with ourselves, and relationship with relationships and with our ideals. All these things we have to constantly look at and analyze, because I'm very fascinated about my blind spots, and I don't really understand why other people are not too, particularly when it helps you prevent a lot of unnecessary problems, particularly like with yourself, with your mind. Like, we are sentenced to live with ourselves 24/7. We can, even if you're in a partnership, no one knows what it's like to be inside your head, and that's alien unto itself, because each one is a totally different world and how it operates and everything. So I figure you might as well make it a kind home while you're there, and you better watch your relationship with yourself, or your thoughts, or things that you're saying. Your body, your cells hear it. Also, we're 75-80% made up of water, and so if I'm looking at this reflection here, this water, right, and say the water is disturbed, then my reflection of myself and the world is going to be distorted, like funhouse mirrors, right? So that's also why the monks say, like, the way we're communicating with ourselves is creating distortions in the water, in our own water, and that's how we see ourselves in the world, right? So keep that in mind, because everything is conscious. Our cells are conscious. Water is conscious. Our blood is conscious. Our bones are conscious. And so whatever we're thinking and feeling about ourselves, is reflecting that. Everything is listening and looking to create this like self-fulfilling prophecy for us, particularly on a collective level, which I will get into later on. But that's also why, again, our relationship with our emotions are important. Like, being able to cry is a good thing. Just like the sky, if it just doesn't rain, then it just gets darker and cloudier, and harder to have clarity, basically, harder to see. And so when it rains, that's how you have the clarity in the sunny sky and all that again. So it's the same thing for us too, but we don't need to judge it. We just need to, okay, I feel this emotion right now, I need to have it. We don't need to tie a meaning or a reason behind it like we like to do. We just, let it go. Let it come. If it wants to come, it's fine. And the other thing we tend to do with our emotions or thoughts even, is identify fully with it, like this is who we are, and we need a reason to justify why we're feeling that way, so we'll find whatever reason we can. When and if it's a continuing thing like sadness, we can immediately associate it with, oh, it's a depression, I'm depressed. But depression is a couple of things. Depression is knowing something is wrong in the world and not knowing what to do about it, and feeling very overwhelmed with just their own personal life and their own mind, and feeling like just it's way bigger than them. And so they feel helpless, which I very much understand what it means to be helpless, or with growing up with my mom suffering as much as she did. But I realized that this is what we do. We're not aware that we are tying these emotions and these thoughts to an identity, and then it continues on, and we're like, oh, that means that I'm depressed. We're just overwhelmed and frustrated, and we just don't know how to process these things that are coming through us really quickly. The other thing is, a lot of people are empaths and they don't even know it. We're so like psychically attached to each other, and we're influencing each other whether we're aware of it or not. And so a lot of the times we're picking up other people's emotions and the collective sadness and frustration and anger and trapped in all these collective feelings that we feel, and taking it on as if it was our own, thinking this is what it's ours, and it's not actually. And now you can pull in your energy field, like they say, and all this kind of stuff, or you can transmute it as well, because you're taking it on for a reason, and you can clearly manage it, but you've got to first differentiate between what's yours and what's others, and then transmute it. And by, again, detaching with it, not taking it personal. It's not the end all be all. It's not going to be forever. Like, we can be so happy in a moment thinking, oh, but when it's going to end, what are we going to do, kind of a thing. I don't want it to end, and so we fight and try to hold on to it, rather than, being in that present moment and just enjoying it, and just knowing, like, when you're feeling down, it's like, it's not going to last. I don't know why we think that it's just always going to be that way. And the more we kind of dive into that relationship we have with it, the more we start to be liberated from it. And it's really incredible, this kind of alchemy that happens, this realization, this soul archaeology that we do within ourselves to have these epiphanies and paradigm shifts. One more thing I want to add here. So thoughts to me are like an ocean, and there's just our brain is like an ocean. We have tons of fish and ideas coming through and things like that, and then there's just this one fish that we zoom in on and just have all our focus on, and we identify with it and think this is us, rather than zooming out and seeing, oh no, there's a whole bunch of other fish, and I can just let it pass through. I don't need to fully tie myself to this one fish. And this is what we do all the time, and this is how I explain things to myself, and how I explain things to the world, because it's just this more of an innocent and playful perspective, and that brings the brain to relax more and have more elasticity, as opposed to being stressed when we're trying to. I mentioned that I couldn't pass a test for life with me when I was younger. I still probably, I don't know, things could come up, but I'm actually a lot better now, and that's because that stress is gone. I don't need to stress or be nervous about being on the spot. I can just look at it like play, because you learn more, scientifically proven, you learn more when you're playing than when you're being forced to, memorize and regurgitate quote unquote facts or knowledge, right? So that's the other association to your relationship with yourself, and being in touch with your inner child, to be able to have this healthy connection, this playful, this gentle connection, where then you are not fighting the current of your life, and you're trusting and you're surrendering and you're exploring your potential. And then you start to get interested in your blind spots. It becomes very fascinating. You want to know what you don't know, or what you're hiding from yourself, or where your biases are at. You're no longer like, oh, there's that pothole I fell in yesterday. Let's go jump in it again and see if it's any different. Well, that's why we have the same problems and situations happening over and over again, because what comes with that is the responsibility. Another resort to crash. This patch is doing really well for my stomach. I'm quite proud of it, because I thought the back of the neck would be a good, safe place for the last bit, but lately, the kind of swimming and intensive stuff I'm doing in the water. So how are you all doing today? I don't know if you guys can hear me. The audio is usually not the best at the beach, but I'll try anyway. Yeah, so I wanted to say that, every day is such a gift that we have. We wake up alive, air in our lungs, and something I started when I was quite young, because I lost so many family members, was this idea that if you only had a few months to live, what would you do? How would you live your life different? And I know it's a little bit of a macabre thing to think about, but it really does alter the way you live and think about yourself and life. And in some ways we do things for granted. We don't know how much time we have. That's why I'm such a big fan of Carpe Diem and just living in this moment and just fully just being in just gratitude and just how wonderful and beautiful life is and how things can change so quickly. Oftentimes, like, for the better, with your perspective, if you can see the gift in it, no matter how challenging it can be. Usually when we have problems, what we should be doing is just loving that challenge opportunity. It's like challenge accepted life. All right, let's see what I can do with this, right? So, things to think about in the ocean. Another thought I'd like to share is when you're good inside yourself, when you have a good, healthy relationship inside yourself, then even if you're by yourself, you're all alone, you're never fully alone. I mean, break apart the word, I see all one, right? And so it's very possible, and I've experienced it myself, to feel alone while in a relationship. There's times where I was with someone and he never wanted to do what I wanted to do. So I was always playing in the sea by myself and so forth. And so I realized that we have this idea that if we're in a relationship that we won't be lonely. And that's not necessarily true, because I know a lot of people in relationships that feel utterly alone and not fully understood and able to communicate. But that's not just with their partner, but also within themselves too, right? So this is something that's really important to learn, because otherwise we get into this mindset that I'll be happy or everything will be better if I have a partner, or if I have a certain amount of money, or if I have this job, or when my kids graduate, when I retire, and all this kind of stuff. And so we keep putting off our happiness until when we get to this idea of a destination and it's not what we thought it was. We keep pushing it to, oh, maybe it's this or maybe it's that. And then we can be on our deathbed and wondering, like, how did I do this to myself? How did I keep postponing that I will be happy or I will be fulfilled when I have this or that happen, when it's not like that at all, right? It's really just realizing this kind of game we play with ourselves, the stories we tell with ourselves. Oh guys, I'm a bit bummed today because I was really excited about swimming with the sharks. I was told I did really well in my training, and then I went and met up with my friends and I told them what I was gonna do, and they said they introduced me to some other people that I could do it with for more at a local price. And they, on the day or the day before I was supposed to go with them, they canceled because they wanted to know if I had my training. And I said, yes, I have my PADI. And they're like, no, that's not what we're asking for. To dive this deep with sharks, you need to be able to have like deep sea training. And I said, well, I just got the training yesterday and I was told that I was good and ready to go. And they said, did they show you what to do if your mask fills up full of water way down there? Did they take your mask off and have you put it back on? Did they take your mouth tube out and put it back in? All this is the kind of training. Do you know what to do with the currents that are down there and how intense they are? Because if you start freaking out down there, of course it's not safe, but it can also ruin it for the other people. And I just was really surprised that I thought I was skilled and qualified, and because there are companies that will take people that don't have any experience down there, and I'm sure it's safe and they don't have they're not having fatalities or anything like that, but I guess it's at risk to them if something does happen. But most people that are aware of this and cautious of this will not in their right minds allow someone who is inexperienced to do it, no matter what the money. I thought I was only going to be paying a certain amount, and then I'd have my training that I'd be comfortable with, and then I would be down with the sharks. But it turns out to get the actual training, the real training to be able to dive with sharks, it's like minimum $250 for 3 days. I don't know if I have 3 days, because I have to be back soon too now. And then on top of it, my place, my Airbnb expires at the end of the month, so then I'd have to try to find another place as well. And then it's also does not include the shark dive, which is another thing. And that also, anyway, so that's the other thing. Then on top of that, you need a certain amount, 18 hours before going up in the air, flying as well, from diving. And that's something that's in our PADI training and things like that. So now I feel like I'm at crunch time. I was thinking, should I just go with a tourist dive and just do it? I know I'll be fine. Whereas my friends were saying, just wait and do the training, right? If you can't do it this time, then do it next time. And so I wanted to share that with you and get your guys' thoughts on what you suggest I should do. Yeah. The other thing is, I'm trying to decide, actually I'll make another video about that. In light of all this information, it looks like I'm probably gonna have to dive with the sharks next time I come to Mexico. So I'm already looking into that. And the other thing is why do I have to head back soon? Well, I know that my latest is December 5th. And the reason that is because my puppy Blossom is very close to going into labor, and I promised my mom I would be there for her and to help her with that. And also I was trying to decide if I should stay out here for my birthday, which is the 4th, so it would be like stay here till the 4th and then fly out. But now it's feeling like it's not making sense just for in a few extra days, particularly with everything that's going on. And I just feel I don't like being pressured to make a decision and just have to fit all this in so last minute. It's my fault, really. I should have looked into this early on in my trip, not so near the end. So and hummed and hawed a bit on it, and tried to look into the best possible deals and options and stuff like that. Trying to avoid the tourist traps in Mexico with a very touristy kind of a thing like diving with the sharks. So yeah, so that's what I'm trying to decide right now. So what do you guys think? Should I stay here for my birthday till the 5th, or should I go home and be home with my family for my birthday? And yeah, December 4th, I am going to be 42. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, answer to the meaning of life, 42. I know you guys always ask what I want for my birthday, and all I want is for you guys to think of something that will make you happy and use the money for that, because your happiness is my happiness. And yeah. I'm pretty simple. I just want everyone, as an empath, I just want I'm not a gift person. I wouldn't know what to do with jewelry or anything like that. I just wear my cedar for the most part, and maybe the odd other pendants here and there. But yeah, oh my gosh, I'm shy just talking about this. I can barely talk. I'm just like kind of, anyway, just yeah. As I grew up, I guess, not celebrating birthdays or even any holidays, and all holidays are kind of alien to me and different. Yes, even the mainstream ones. But for me, the birthday has always been a time where I do inner reflection, and I look at myself, I look at my life, I look at what I would like to see this year, and I start my, if you will, the New Year's resolution. And it's a very private thing. It's not a party thing for me to go out and announce. It's something I do. It's a silent promise I make to myself of what I'd like to give myself this year. And I hold myself to it. I don't make a promise to myself and I don't intend to keep like we tend to do with our New Year's resolutions. Yeah, because the most important gift we can get is really from ourselves, you know, and there's always so much inner work and things we can do to improve ourselves and our life and so forth. So yeah, so that's what I'm working on and doing, and suggest for others for their birthdays. And yeah, thank you guys. So again, I have been in the sun for now 3 weeks straight, and I am not sunburned at all. People that know me know that I usually get quite sunburned, and I just don't care. And I'll just have like a hack, like tea bags, black or green tea, and you just kind of oil it, steep it, and then put it on. Once it cools down on your burn, and it turns it gold after a while. And then for the pain, you can do this like milk or something like this. And just baste yourself in it like so. But yeah, I haven't, and I don't wear sunblock, and I don't wear my sunglasses very much because I started to get that fun little tan around the eyes, which I didn't want to have. And then also, I actually lost 2 pairs of them. Can you believe it? I think they just fell out of my bag or on the beach or something. So I'm just going to hope that someone found them and loves them, and they have a very good home now, because yeah, it's all good. Yeah, so no sunblock, no hat, and just in the sun 24/7 for 3 weeks, and I'm golden brown but not burnt at all, and that is because of the patch. I'm sure of it. I've heard that people say that, but I didn't experience that in my first few months. But now I'm at 5 months, I think, of wearing the patch, and so I'm noticing so many more incredible things, which I will also have to do a video about at some time soon. So to answer your guys' question about that you asked if I am going to re-upload all these stories again because they expire in 24 hours and you don't always get to catch them or see them. I might reshare them as stories, yes, and it'll be selective about which ones I do want to share. And then I will also probably make them into like immortals online, where I like put them up, yeah, where you can see them and refer to them if you like, since there's a lot to keep track of and I make a lot of content while I'm out here particularly. Apparently they also do swimming with whale sharks here. And I actually did that a while ago in the Philippines. So yeah, I might want to come back at another season and meet the whale sharks again. They're just such lovely creatures as well, just such sweet hearts. Do you see this $100 bill? I have a question. If I were to take this $100 bill and squish it in my hands and spit on it and step on it and say, "You are a stupid $100 bill, you're the worst $100 bill I've ever seen," what's the value of the $100 bill? Does it lose its value, or is it still a $100 bill? This is what happens to us all the time. This is what we are. We are more than a $100 bill, but just this is the example here, that just all these things that have been said to us and done to us in life does not change our value. Okay? Please remember that. You know, it really breaks my heart seeing people being used and hearing and feeling, being an empath and feeling other people's pain, and hearing and feeling the self-talk that people say to themselves because of what's been said to them when they were younger. If you're told that you're bad, that's the only idea you ever have, and then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Particularly, you know, what ends up happening is you end up going to, a lot of them end up in jail, unfortunately, and where it doesn't help them to realize this trap, this deception that has been put on them. It's just like, you think you're bad, you think you're tough, come on, let's see what you got. And then they become it's amplified, and it's really heartbreaking. Or people who grew up with being told they're garbage, they're nothing, they're less than, and we're not worthy of love and all these kind of things. And I want so badly for people to know that it's just not true, and it's not worth us self-sacrificing over these voices or ever believing them. Like, we really have to challenge these when they come to us, and I believe they come to all of us. When I was younger, I was feeling really down about something, and I was about to eat, and I got this thought that came to my head very strongly, is, you don't deserve to eat. And for a second I believed it, and then it was just like, What the hell? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Of course I deserve to eat. Everyone deserves to eat. But see, if I would have believed it in that moment, I would have ended up creating a complex like an eating disorder, bulimia, or anorexia. And that's why it's so important to be vigilant of our thoughts and the stories that we're telling ourselves and to challenge them, because they are a lot of times not true. And we're just creating unnecessary problems and conflicts for ourselves or a justification. I could have been an anorexic or a bulimic, but I became aware right away of these games of my mind, and I really want other people to do that as well, because of the kind of suffering that it makes, the kind of mental prison that it makes. And we are sentenced to live with ourselves for 24/7. I say we got to make inside of us a kind home. It's extremely important. Particularly if you like to work out at the gym and you can remember the first time you worked out and how painful and hard it was, and if you are a reactory person who knows that certain things trigger them really quickly, and if you can be aware of those triggers and you can see it rather than being like your spiral of pattern of I need to I don't care, I just want to shut down, I want to lead, I want to, like, everyone's out to get me, whatever kind of stories you're telling yourself, just take a step for a second back and look at this, what you're saying. Like, this is an opportunity. Every time this happens, which can happen a lot, particularly when it becomes an addictive pattern, which we condition ourselves with and we're not even aware of, to realize this is an opportunity for me to work this muscle, to get stronger and to change this situation. I don't have to react like that. I don't have to give my mind and my thoughts to this emotion right now or this feeling right now. I need to question the validity of it, because these things are absolute bullshit. They're liars, and we need to be vigilant with our mind about these things, because the more you understand about your patterns, and patterns are so important, even just with the matrix and how it works. I'm fascinated with the pattern. I want to know it, because the more you know about the trap, the more you can free yourself from the trap. There's a collective one happening in the world, and there's an individual one happening inside of us. Bees are buzzing in their honey catacombs. All the noise seems to call my head a home. No, I can't escape the scratching, and my blood makes a noise, but it's hard not to play when there are so many toys. And under the water is where I hear what I will become. Under the water, my flesh is filled with stars. And outer space is just a puzzle of stars, and music is just the mechanics of the human heart. And while a poster stirs and a shadow is cast, an insatiable thirst drains a martini glass. And there's just no place sacred. There's no honest reflection. Our senses have been made senseless by a lack of direction. And yeah, monks, sure, they're great with their fists uncurled, but they live in a cave. They know nothing of the world. Me, I want to live brave. I want to love without fear, but it's hard to navigate if you can't even hear. Did you know that the heart can hallucinate if it's completely starved of love? That it can even turn monsters into angels from above? Life is so much better without all those pretty lies. Dreaming is a good thing because it brings new things to life, but pretending is an ending that perpetuates a lie. Forgetting what you have seen for what you've been told, because truth is stranger than fiction, and this is your chance to get it right. This life is so much better without all those pretty lies. And by the way, there is a difference between dreaming and pretending. It's important for us to know the difference. Did you know that you are the accumulation of the dreams of generations, and the stories of your ancestors exist in you like holy water? Privilege has ruled for thousands of years, and wars have been fought with Bibles and tears. That's because liberation cannot deny the temptation, so it soon becomes the oppressor. And we live in a nation of civilized steeples, yet lonely people. Is it just me, or does civil war sound a little bit like an oxymoron? Because it sounds like that to me. How can you be civil and be at war? Let me tell you a story about a child 5 years old. She stared at the sun for such a long time that it burnt a hole in her mind and branded her eyes. It imprinted upon her soul both memories young and old, and she would close her eyes tight to feel the darkness. And she was a dancing girl. She would dance so fast, so fine. She would spin around in circles until her knees got weak and all resistance fell. She was a spinning Jupiter, a singing Mars. She herself was just a breathing constellation. She was a bright point of light that traveled through the skies of her mind. And oh, how she knew the mind and the map of the human heart. And there were long lengths of times that she would stay in her mind, follow road back ancient times when giant birds lifted themselves up to burn bright in the fiery silhouette in the night sky. She saw stories her grandfather used to tell, whose flesh was frozen and kept so well and needed no words but pictures to tell her what she knew she needed to hear. And she saw her mother in a Pegasus swing, and she felt her father in a Scorpio sting. She was a genetic constellation. And she danced. She danced until her knees got weak and all resistance fell. Oh, and how she knew the mind and the map of the human heart. But the people here sure like their spicy food in Mexico, and it's really not my thing. I mean, you know, if it's your thing, there's no judgment. If you like to eat food so spicy that your nose runs like Niagara Falls and you're basically eating your own snot, yeah, each to their own. All good, all good. So the party here reached a feverish pitch. There were good time soldiers drunk and passed it in the ditch. And infidelity was something like a bomb that went off that left the world to swerve and cough. And I stepped over bodies strewn like shipwrecks, and I heard love's last call, but warning, puke reflex. Yeah, no. And all the words that drown in your martini glass, entire sentences that you slowly drunk up, but before they slipped away, I swear I could have heard them say that you wanted me to be your buttercup. Another rooftop pool beside this rooftop pool. And then the next one down, same thing. It's an inception of rooftop pools. Let's see what kind of view we have. Ooh. Oh, high up. Cool. Okay, so I've now been in Mexico for 3 weeks straight, and I have not burnt at all. Usually people who know me know I always I won't wear sunblock. I refuse to wear it, and I will just let myself get burnt. And then I'll just use my hack, black and green tea bags, steep them for a bit, and then let them cool down. Boil them, let them cool down, and put them on your skin, and your skin will turn gold pretty quickly. So no sunblock, no hat for some reason. I don't know why I don't like to wear hats. And the sunglasses that my friends picked out I wore for a little bit, but then they started to make those fun white circle tans on the eye, and I was like, yeah, no. And I like looking at the sun and letting the sun in. And so anyway, I've been, when I was 21, I was working on a cruise ship, the Royal Caribbean, as the host and master of ceremonies for all the activities and events, coordinating everything. God, I can't talk today, I'm sorry. You know what I mean though. It was my first time in just being in the tropics and seeing the crystal blue water and the white sand beaches, and they don't let you off the ship for probation periods. You have to wait a couple months, and when they finally let me off, it was in St. Thomas, and I just wanted to be in the water all the time, and I just swam straight even though it was cloudy and rainy, and I didn't think I was gonna burn because of that kind of weather, but I was so wrong. I burned so bad that I was speaking in tongues, and they had to give a horse tranquilizer dart on my butt to put me out for 3 days. But anyway, all this to say is I haven't burned, and it's all thanks to the patches.